Hello everyone, and Happy New Year. Did everybody have a good time? Did you get good parties? Did you get good stuff one? Did you? No, I hope everybody had a good New Year celebration, stayed safe, had a damn good rally, and had the time of their lives. I said I hope that. There's probably a good chance none of that's actually happened, because sometimes there's the cases of New Year celebration, especially on the New Year's Eve, sometimes can be a bit of an anticlimax. You know, you put all this work in, get all this kind of excitement into you and expectations, and it's just a bit of a damp squib. And then other times where you think you're not really going to have much of a celebration, it all kicks off and it's one of the best times you've ever had. It's cold sod's law. But anyway, I hope everybody had a lovely time. We're reviewing another keg, so my fizz is all happy. I was actually going to do this on Hogmanay or New Year's Eve, but I decided not to because I had a pot of spiced Otter drink, which I enjoyed very much. And I would say it definitely is far better chilled than, say, kind of warm. And I think next time I'll try it when I try it with the honey, I'm going to dial it back a little bit on the ginger. And if people are wondering what the hell I'm talking about, go back and look at the bloody videos, by the way, and you find out, and you can see how much of a bloody mess I made of it. But anyway, today we're doing, oh god, a 5 litre mini keg from, I'll turn it the right way, Graham, that's a good one, twat. From the Otter Brewery, and this is the other Christmas ale. This is the Otter Elf. My arms are getting sore because this thing's bloody heavy. It's 4%, it's supposed to be a red ale. I'll put more details down below, but it did cost me 28 quid, so I spent 31 quid on the Otter Claws, which I did on Christmas Day. So you can go back and look at that one. And this is the kind of sister one they did, which is called Otter Elf. That's good, that. I was sitting there thinking, no, I don't know what came into my head. Rudolph. Don't know why. Maybe it's a kinkiness of me, you know what I mean? That red nose and all that. Yeah. But yeah, just boom in my head, Rudolph. And I'm like, no, it's not Rudolph. Aye, it is. No, it's not. This is what's going on in my head. That's Rudolph. Go and say Rudolph. No, it's not Rudolph. I'm going to have a look. No, you look stupid. Just say Rudolph. No, I'm not doing that. I'll have a look at the label if I'm not sure. And it's Elf, bastard. So there's a bit of Homer Simpson going on in there, where my brain's like, I'm going to make you look like an arsehole. No, trust me, you don't need to try. But there you go. Schizophrenia. That's lovely, isn't it? But yeah, so it's a red ale, and it's a bit on the pricier side, I suppose. But if it's supposed to be a kind of seasonal, festive kind of ale, then it always seems to give them the excuse to bat up the prices anyway. And let's be totally honest. So if everybody else is doing it, then you've got to look on the basis as why not the Otter Brewery. Now, like I've said in the past, I sometimes find this brewery hit and miss, although the last one was absolutely spot on, so I'm hoping this will be the same. But in the past, whether on cask and especially in the bottle, there's a lot of times there's the cases of it's very hit and miss. You open a bottle and yeah, that's okay, that's fine. Nothing brilliant, but it's okay. Then other times think, Jesus, what's happened to that? That's dreadful. And I've had it a couple of times in casks as well. So, but anyway, I'm kind of optimistic in this one. I'm looking forward to it. So, shall we just shove it in and see what it's like? Right, back in the hole. Right. Oh, gosh, I've got the hiccups now. Seriously. Well, that took longer than planned. Oh, shit, I've got the hiccups. This is unbelievable. I'm going to go. I'm not restarting this. I'm going to carry on. Sodgies. So yeah, it went everywhere. It was worse than the last time. This is what I got from the top of the keg when it was pissing out after me trying to depressurise it. So it was worse than the last one. So yeah, I'm not a great fan of these, oh Christ, these kind of more modern kegs. So everyone's all kind of sticky now. Fuckers. What the fuck? Carry on. Right, anyway, it's 10 degrees. So we do a test. Oh, fuck. No, I haven't changed the gas in it yet because it seems quite lively as it is. Shit. You fucking see what I mean? Jesus. Oh, Jesus. As you can see. Fuck. I sometimes wonder why the hell do I do these videos? Sure are bastards. Close. Anyway. Fuck. Oh, let's see where this takes us. Oh shit. So you got oh sugar. Shit, I nearly fucking spelt it there. Share the bastards that he's a. Seriously. Right. It's not bad. Poor. Oh, that was a close one. Fuck. So, yeah. Fuck, I'm afraid to smell like he's a fucking tip me in that. Fucking seriously. What the fuck do I do this to myself? Seriously. It's nice kind of reddish colour. Oh, some nice multi-tones actually. Some nice kind of, really nice kind of, oh, some nice malts. There's a bit of fruitiness there as well. Oh, fucking hell. And it's fairly kind of clear, if you can see on there. Right, so see what this tastes like. Right, in between. Living the dream, aren't I? It's this thing, if the wife starts watching my review video, she might never come back. She might think, I'm not going back to that prick. Who could blame her? But that's actually a very nice beer. It's sessionable, it's 4%, but there's some really nice flavour intensities and there's some nice flavour going along the line there. I mean, just initially I'm picking up some nice malts at the front, some nice little bits of fruitiness in the middle, and a nice kind of level of bitterness at the back end, and I'm thinking, I'm a happy boy, apart from the fucking hiccups, of course, you know. Why the hell? I was doing all that, everything's fine, set us down in it, but, oh you bastard, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm not doing it, I'm not stopping now, I've started, you know what I mean? So, no. But yeah. This is nice. Now you're probably wondering what time is this, because this video is probably going to go about 10 or 11 o'clock on, well, today basically. I was about to say New Year's Day and that type of stuff, but it already is New Year's Day. The thing is, it's not really that far into New Year's Day. Because, well, I'll be totally honest, I ran out of drink. Well, I ran out of, not that stuff, you know, I'll go into that in a minute once I finish this. I had a couple of beers and obviously I had my mulled ale and I drank all that, and I'm thinking I'm not quite ready for the whiskies yet. Then I'm thinking I've still got that blooming cake chilling. Wonder what temperature it is. Checks it. Oh, just below 10. Yeah. Must be fate. So I thought, bugger it. Is it too early? No, not at all. Oh, that, Well, 4:45 in the morning, but slash you. No, this is nice, but there's a nice sessionability to it. So it is. Yeah. I mean, you've got to look in the basis at 28 quid. I mean, the other one was 31 quid, and that was very nice, so it was, but let's be totally honest, you're kind of pushing to the extremes, in my view, and my kind of budget expectations, because everybody has expectations of what they're kind of happy paying. And for the 5 litre kegs, I'll be totally honest, what I'm kind of happy paying is about 25, 26 max is really what I'm kind of happy paying. Anything kind of up to 26 or below, well, yeah, I can justify that to myself. And if it wasn't for Christmas, then I wouldn't have went for the one at 31. I would have said no. Bugger you. Oh, just a wee update. Buckcombe basically came back to me and says, well, can you tell us what's missing from your order and we'll organise a refund. It's all very well, treacle and that type of stuff, but it's not the money I'm looking for. I wanted a bloody beer. You know, if you're going to do a review, turn around and say, oh, well, they never sent it, but they gave me the money. Do you want me to review the notes? It's not really quite the same. You want me to lick them and say, oh, yeah, that definitely tastes of well. They've spilt some of this beer close by because I'm getting wafts of it. I mean, what's they going to give me my money back? I'm buying it to review. If I don't have it, then I can't review it, which means I'm a video down. So you screwed me over. I mean, oh yeah, you can chuck money at me, but it doesn't help if I'm a video down. I'm looking for a video. That type of thing. So yeah, so that's what they thought, you know, and I thought, bunch of pricks, you really are, seriously. Ah well, see, we fucked up, no apology or anything, that really just, well, tell us what's missing and we'll sort out a refund. Pricks. So yeah, Buckcombe, they can go and fuck off. Or even if they bring up new stuff in the supermarket, I'm not buying it. Fuck them. They can go to hell, seriously. It's just that arrogance, you know, of like, you know, they just treat you like plebs. Just, we're all plebs, you know. Oh, well, you don't really matter. Like, tell us what's missing, we'll just give you your money back, you pleb. You know, that's what it feels like. You think, ugh, way to fuck, seriously. Arseholes. How about honour the contract, you know, the contract of sale, you know. You set out your goods at a set price, somebody says, okay, that's fine, I accept them terms. They pay you the money, expect to get the bloody goods, and they don't, you know what I mean? So, and then they just palm you off as if you don't matter, so there you go. So, if we don't matter to Buckcombe as customers, then why the fuck should Buckcombe matter to us as drinkers? And that's my view, you know, you're just arsehole, so fuck you. So yeah, it's a shame, but they get what you deserve, you know. It's how you treat people, and this is what it comes down to. And it just seems to be that certain companies just, they don't give a shit, really. And I was watching it because you're on Facebook and you're on Instagram, you know, and all these other things, and you're just constantly getting advert of Buckcombe. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, they're certainly spending the money on the advertisements. It's just a shame they can't actually basically fulfil the orders. And this is the thing, is the case you can't even fill the orders you've bloody got, and you're still advertising to try and get more orders, you think. It's just what, it's a level of greed. Or is it just complete and utter incompetence? But anyway, no, don't get me started, but yeah. They're very close to me using the C word, so that's why I don't want to carry on with the subject, because that's what really are. They are just a bunch of, see you next Tuesdays, you really are. And you deserve every bit of bad luck that comes your way, and I hope there's plenty of it in 2025. You sure as shit. Just because, you probably think, oh, that's not very nice to say that, but that's how I feel, because I just feel it's a case as though, if they just normally apologise, yes, sorry, we've kind of underestimated our capabilities and everything else, and we're sorry to have let you down, blah, blah, blah. If you'd like to, you know, inform us, we'd like to offer you a refund of the stuff that you didn't get and things like that. And, you know, it's how you word it, but it's just that kind of, tell us what you're missing and we'll just give you a refund. You know? It's like, Not looking for much. What I'd rather do is just send me the bloody beer. But it'd be nice if it actually says, well, what we'll do is if we can, we'll send you the beer, or you can have a refund. You know, give us a choice of the two. But no, just sod you. And that's the thing that probably pissed me off more. It's just how they reacted, you know. I mean, if they'd basically not reacted at all and just ignored it, that'd have been fine. You know, it wouldn't have been so bad. But just to get this stupid kind of reply via email. Yeah. So yeah, it's not how you really should be treating people, and especially people that are spending their hard-earned cash buying your products. But I think there's quite a lot of breweries like that nowadays. You know, I know they're a business, but the thing is, though, they're almost to the point of view that they remind me of kind of football clubs. That at the end of the day, they don't really give a shit about the fans. You know, breweries quite a lot of the time they just don't give a shit about the punters, because they keep pissing about with things. You know, they'll change recipes. It's a good recipe, then they'll change it and they'll weaken it and everything else, it's just so they can make more profit off a popular beer and things like that. So then it's a case of, oh, you're getting an inferior product, but hey, we say we've made it better. So if we say it's better, keep buying it, keep enjoying it, because that's all you're going to get. You know, it's that type of kind of scenario, that arrogance. Or other times they'll just drop the alcohol content. So we're doing it because our drinkers have told us this is what they want, and the drinkers are like, no, we didn't. We never said that. And they're like, of course you did. I mean, we said you did, so it must be true, you know, that type of thing. In other words, what they're basically saying is, well, this alcohol content, with how the licensing tariffs are on the alcohol, well, I'm not making as much profit in this beer now as we did a year ago. So what we want to do is reduce the alcohol content so we can basically increase our profit margins, and at the end of the day we're going to blame you for it. And it's like that. There's that type of arrogance. You think, oh, just fuck off, seriously. And I'm sure there's plenty of football fans out there that have basically been pissed off being kind of how they've treated their fans, you know, all the big clubs, because they're getting so much revenue from advertisement, TV rights, all this kind of stuff, and you know, they don't really need the fans so much now as a financial support, you know. And yeah, so they don't give a crap, you know. And how many times have you been a football fan and your game's been moved to a stupid time during the week or at the weekend to accommodate, you know, the TV, you know, that type of nonsense. And you're sitting there thinking, well, that's not helping, you know. Well, why have you agreed to that? Of course you agreed to that because you want the moolah, that's all it is. And you're quite happy to shit over your fans just, you know, to, you know, lick the arse of the television kind of rights and all this kind of nonsense. And I feel the same that breweries are along the same vein. They don't care. They will put out any shitty product any way they want, as long as it's profitable. And even if they've taken a decent beer, a popular beer, and changed it to make it worse, basically, then at the end of the day, well, that's your tough shit, you know. We know what we're doing, you know. So it's like that kind of the all-encompassing. And when breweries act like that, then my view is you deserve to go under, really, you know. Because at the end of the day, if you don't respect your the drinkers of your product, you know, the regular purchasers of your product, then you don't deserve any respect, you know, in my view. You deserve everything bad that comes your way, you know. That's a good start to the new year. Start with positivity and happiness, you know. I'm into everybody's ribs, you know. I am just a grumpy old bastard, aren't I? And I love it. But even though it was more expensive, at least I got it from the Otter Brewery. And what I got is bloody nice. Should we break down these flavours? I'll tell you what, maybe give it a wee ooh-la-la. Jesus, it's a wee bit kind of flaky McJake, isn't it? Sorry that you get in there. Who cares? Oh, nice. Well, hiccups have gone, that's good. Yeah, I think we've gone. So let's break down the flavours. sort of, you get a nice light malt. So yeah, they're just nice, just kind of light caramels. Not too heavy malt, a little bit of grain. Sweetness, really not that much sweetness. For the level of light malt there, you expect to have a little bit more sweetness, but you don't. And for me, it just makes that a little bit more sessionable. It just makes it even more easy drinking, which is a danger in some ways. But in other ways, at almost 5 o'clock in the morning, a good thing. Now, people think, I know you're probably sitting there thinking, you shouldn't be up at this time and all this type of stuff, it's not good for you. Well, I did have a wee doze on the couch because I'm that kind of age now, whereas the cases of I lose at least a couple of hours of the day for no reason apart from I just sat down thinking, oh, nice to have a wee coffee, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. And I watch quite a lot of YouTube, and there's nothing worse where basically, you know, you've got the kind of autoplay. So you start watching a video, you doze off, and you wake up and there's something on and you think, what the hell is that? You know, and it'll be stupid things like, you know what I mean? You know, why you should choose Botox, you know, when you were thinking, I never picked that. I wouldn't look at that type of video, you know. One of the ones that did cause a problem was I fell asleep one time on the couch, and I don't know what, I must have went through about 4 or 5 different videos while I dozed off, and I woke up and there was a woman just basically running about with tights on, and apparently she was supposed to be reviewing the tights. She didn't have any bloody underwear on and things like that, but she just kind of running about on YouTube just with tights on. I think she was a German woman, and I'm thinking, what the fuck is that, you know? Wait a minute, I was watching a car restoration programme. Where the hell? And I've got to go back through my history, and I'm thinking, Jesus God, that's 7 videos I've bloody slept through. And it really annoys you, think. And then of course, because it went to that video, YouTube's now got this idea that, hey, I like women running about with no knickers on and bloody tights. So then I start getting all these suggestions constantly of basically all these freaky women that are basically trying on see-through kind of clothing and everything else. And I'm thinking, I bloody think I'm a pervert now. You know what I mean? And all I did was fall asleep on the couch. Fuckers. You know what I mean? Anyway, I subscribe to quite a lot of them. But to get back onto the flavour of this beer, because you probably think, wait a minute, he was talking about the flavour. He's way off on a tangent now. Well, I am. So you get onto the middle part, the mid-tongue. And the level of the malt stays the same with the grain. Again, there's no additional sweetness, it's kind of slightly on the bitter side, which is quite nice. There's a little bit of sweetness there, but not much. So it's a case, from what I see, it feels more on the kind of bitter side. It doesn't really have a kind of big sweetness to it, which I'm quite happy with, because sometimes it's a case of a sessional beer, if there's a bit too much sweetness, it does kind of pull back on the kind of sessionability of the beer. But about the middle of the mid-tongue, you're just starting kind of a little kind of light kind of fruity notes. So yeah, I'm going to riff here. I don't know, but it's kind of, I think it's kind of because of the hiccups I've taken on excess air. But they always come up kind of nonsense. But yes, just look there, there's a bottle of whiskey over in that corner. I never noticed that. Oh. I'll maybe go and visit that in a minute. It's just right my eyeline. But yeah, you're getting these kind of light fruity notes, but they feel like kind of slightly kind of forest fruity, slightly kind of like dried kind of forest fruits, like kind of slightly red berries, that type of stuff, you know. And that's what it feels like. It just feels as a nice little kind of light fruitiness to it. Again, not too intense to kind of, you can start picking out, you know, individual fruit types and things like that, because no, that's not what's happening. But it's nice enough to give you that little bit of kind of additional flavour, you know, and just makes it a bit more interesting in the mid-tongue. but not too intense where it starts to kind of maybe bog down the beer and it starts losing a bit of sessionability, because the flavours, there's more clarity to the flavours and what they really need to be, and it just kind of makes it a bit more complex than it really needs to be. You usually find what I want from a sessionable beer, I want it still to remain interesting. I wouldn't have enough flavour profiles to keep it interesting, but I don't want it too complex that it just kind of bogs it down and just kind of loses a bit of its sessionability. I mean, there's two things that do that: is too many complex flavours, or maybe too much of an intense flavour, or too much sweetness. All these type of things I feel just kind of pulls back on the sessionability of a session ale, and this is really what this is. It's a session ale, which there's nothing wrong with that. But as it moves on to the kind of back end of the mid-term, that's when you start picking up this little bit of bitterness. And because there isn't much sweetness there, you feel that the bitterness is actually stronger than what it really is, just because it hasn't got the level of sweetness to kind of maybe balance it out a bit. Which basically means that it does give you a little of a bitter edge to the finish than we'd probably expect. But for me, that's actually quite nice, because I like that. But it's not overly bitter, it's just because there's a little bitter edge to it, because the sweetness isn't so much. So it's a way of getting a kind of bitter finish without having the beer to be too bitter, if that makes sense. And yeah, it just actually makes it very, very nice. It really does. It makes it very, very drinkable. And even at 28 quid, I'm sitting there thinking, well, I've got the rest of the New Year's Day off. I'll go for a wee sleepy peeps, you know, at some point. And I can, basically, when I make my steak pie, getting everything all ready, I can have a few of these while I'm waiting, and probably have a few when I'm enjoying the steak pie and that. So for me, it's just absolutely spot on. I don't want anything complex or too rich or anything like that. Right now I just want something that's easy drinking, tasty, nice mouthfeel, sessionable, and kind of to a certain degree interesting, that you're not going to get tired of it. And yeah, this does actually tick the box. So it does. Which makes me wonder, why do they not do the right deal normally? I mean, this is a strange one. I always find this strange is when you get breweries, and I'm not just talking about Otter Brewery, but when you get breweries that will just, you know, will produce a beer, you know, one off, you know, for a special occasion, or they'll do it as a seasonal. And I can understand them doing it maybe once or twice, just to, you know, it's a good way of testing the water without having to fully commit. But if it gets a good reaction and a good response, then why not actually introduce it as part of your repertoire? Why not do that, or at least make it a regular occurrence? Because there's some breweries that, a good example is probably Fuller's. Fuller's have so many different kind of seasonal offerings, and they'll bring it out and it's quite popular and everything else, and then they won't offer it again for maybe 2 or 3 years, maybe even longer, and then they'll bring it back for one kind of period and say, oh, there we go, it's return of this seasonal beer, and then it's gone again. And I just don't see the point of that, you know. It's just like, well, either if it's popular and your drinkers are enjoying it, and you've offered it a few times to prove that yes, it's got the kind of longevity and it's got the kind of the support, then add it as part of your kind of full-time kind of repertoire of products. Or if it doesn't, or if you're still not 100% sure, well, keep it as a annual seasonal product. So during that kind of season, whether it's summer or autumn, spring, winter, whatever, keep bringing it out, because if it's a good beer and people like it, then they'll look forward to it. And then of course you don't have to make such a, you know, a certain batch, and then once it's sold, and then people can't get it until the next year. But they don't. A lot of them will kind of piss about or release it and like, no, well, that was really nice and people loved it and everything else, well, we're not going to do it again. You think, why? And then you sometimes look at some of the other beers that they do have in the repertoire and you're thinking, well, this kind of one-off beer is actually better than some of the beers you've actually got in your full-time kind of repertoire, your full-time kind of, many times I don't say repertoire. It's like a new word to me, isn't it? But if you've got basically your kind of full-time products, and sometimes you question thinking, well, very few breweries that have a product range that everybody loves, there's always kind of ones that, well, it's alright, but if there's anything else on offer, I wouldn't choose it. And then they'll release some things that kind of one-off that's really nice, and you're thinking, well, why not swap that? Why not basically take the one that's kind of pretty crappy and move that off and introduce a kind of one-off beer as part of the full-time kind of lineup so people can enjoy that more. It's like that type of stuff. Yeah. But yeah, this is obviously a festive beer. I don't know whether they change them every year or not, because I've not really paid so much attention on the basis of the kind of cask offerings and mini keg offerings. So this is the first year I've really kind of concentrated on that. And I'm quite glad I did. But as part of my research, I found obviously a lot of breweries not really doing kind of festive beers or seasonal beers, especially in the kegs. But during my research I did find other kegs that I actually want to review, and quite a few of them, so of course there will be more of them coming up in especially this year. So that's something to kind of look forward to. I know I am, because I'll be honest, to a certain degree I'm quite sick of the bottles. I really am. I just feel that it's better to save up the money. I would rather basically go down to maybe doing 2 or 3 videos a month and do more kegs than do 2 videos every week and it's just crappy bottles that you're spending money on that you're not enjoying, and you're kind of struggling to kind of say, well, yeah, I mean, I don't like it, I think it's utter pish water, but you might like it, so yeah, why not give it a go? And you're thinking, well, what I really want to say is, don't bother your arse, it's shit, and it's like, you're trying to be slightly diplomatic to a certain degree, understanding that just because you don't like it doesn't mean that other people won't, that type of stuff. And and then of course you're tasting beers in the mini kegs and you're comparing it to the bottle version, you're thinking there's no comparison, there really isn't. It's a really inferior product that you're getting in the bottle. Yeah, you may be getting the convenience, I can understand that, and of course obviously with a smaller volume it's a cheaper price, but it's rubbish. It really is. It's kind of nasty fast food compared to a decent restaurant, and that's what it's like. You think, well, this is what we pay in a decent restaurant, this is what we're paying for fast food. But here's the thing, fast food is catching up on decent restaurants with the price rises and everything else, so fast food isn't as cheap as it used to be, and neither is buying things in the bottle. The prices are constantly going up, and yeah, if you look at the equivalent of buying 10 bottles of beer compared to buying one of these kegs, you find out that it's very, very close in price. And then you're thinking, well, it's close in price, but it's not close in quality. So you've got to kind of look at it that way. But out of 10, what would I give this cheeky little red ale? Oh, here's a question. For a nice sessionable beer with a nice bitter finish, nice little bit of fruit in the mid-tongue, and a decent level of malt. It's got a nice level of malt. It's not the strongest flavoured malt, but it's a red ale, so you wouldn't expect that. That's one of the things I didn't like about Red Fox and Fuller's, is I just felt it just didn't have enough malt in it. And it just felt kind of light on that basis, where this one doesn't. Now, we're not talking about heavy malt flavours, we're talking about lighter malt flavours, but there's a good intensity with these malt flavours, which is one of the things I found missing from Red Fox. And just overall, I just felt that the body was a bit lighter, where this is a sessionable beer, but there's a nice level of body to it. You're drinking a kind of a decent kind of quality ale. You weren't getting that with the Red Fox. So on that basis, I'm going to give this I was going to say 8, but then it is 28 quid a keg. I know it's the festive season and this is the time we were supposed to push the boat out, but we're also going to understand this is also one of the most expensive times of the year. And sometimes there isn't the extra money, so I'm going to knock half a point off that, because I think if they brought it down to about 25 quid, I think that'd be a bit more realistic. That would be a lot better for my pocket for a start. But yeah, so on that basis, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10, and I certainly would recommend it even at £28 a keg, which what it works out at. Of course, you've got delivery over and above that, but at the end of the day, it works out the equivalent of £2.80 per half litre. Which, again, okay, it doesn't sound so bad, and for the quality of the beer, and it is more obviously pub-like quality rather than bottle quality, things like that. So that's why I'm only going to take half a point off, but 7.5 I would say is fair. And yeah, I would definitely recommend it if you can afford it and you can get it. It's actually a very nice beer, and it's available on their website. I'm not promoting it on the point of view, I'm not getting any kind of endorsements from it or things like that. At the end of the day, it's a case of it's a nice beer, and if you want it, you can get it on their website and they'll deliver nationwide. So if you fancy it and you want to pay that money, then give it a go. If you don't, then I can understand it, but it's still a nice beer. I think you can also get it in bottles as well, but I think there would be a difference if you got it in bottles. But anyway, it's 4%, it's a 5 litre keg, it's Otter Elf, so I didn't worry about Rudolph this time. It's 7.5 out of 10. I hope you have a lovely New Year's Day and enjoy all your kind of festive fare and food over today, and I hope the new year brings you lots of joy and happiness. Thanks for watching. Cheers. Bye for now.